Being a nursing student is no joke, and with my final exam coming up in a few days, I haven't laughed all week. Over the next 48 hours, I'll show you how I successfully prepare for exams in nursing school using a few crucial tips. So without further ado, welcome to a study vlog. Now, I know I said I'd show you the 48 hours before the exam, but we actually have to go back in time a little bit because the first and most important tip I can give you starts here. Go to class. Okay, so I know you're probably wondering, why are you making macaroni and cheese at 7 o'clock in the morning? Well, today is class giving, and I know you're thinking to yourself also like, didn't I click on a nursing student video? You did, okay. So class giving in a nutshell is basically our class has come together and decided we want to celebrate Thanksgiving together as a class, and everybody contributed something. So of course I did the macaroni, and of course I got up early to do it this morning because why would I leave macaroni in my refrigerator overnight to bring it to class? I just feel like that's kind of nasty. Anyway, class is at 9 o'clock in the morning. This need to be in the oven like no later than like 7:45 because I'm going to be leaving like 8:30 to drop my daughter off and then make it to class right on time. So let me show you how to make this macaroni real quick. Making macaroni won't get you an A on your exam, but showing up to and being a part of a supportive classroom environment is a really good start. If you're ever in a situation where making macaroni will get you an A on your exam, here's how to do it in 30 seconds. Stay with me. Pull out some onion powder, garlic powder, adobo, black pepper, Lowry seasoning salt, Badia complete, chicken flavor seasoning, and paprika. Season your roux with that and stir using heavy whipping cream. Thoroughly whisk an egg and slowly stir it into your roux while the heat is off to avoid scrambled eggs in your macaroni. Pour your boiled noodles into a baking dish and lightly season with the same ingredients from earlier before pouring in your roux, giving it a mix, adding cheese and paprika on top, and baking at 350 until it starts to brown. Now that we got that out the way, let's go to class, which started off giving nostalgia as our professor hosted a game of Kahoot to jog our memory for the fun. I'm scared. I'm a little nervous. Uh-oh. I don't know.
Y'all better know this.
I don't.
What?
Okay, we're gonna draw the anatomy on the board.
Right, we should get drawn.
Now, if I get it right, I don't want to hear nothing.
What?
If you get it right.
If I get it right.
I'm gonna let Josh have the anatomy drawing.
Oh. Oh.
See?
So know your anatomy, guys. And I've said that a few times.
Ah! Y'all see that? Someone take a picture. The only time someone like that.
Not the only time. Oh, not professor.
Oh. I'm gonna go with what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, if you get this wrong.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, professor.
Now come on now.
Professor.
That's what I said earlier.
Bro.
Just y'all.
Now you playing games over here with
Yeah,
that.
I just said that and y'all was questioning me and now we have
So
got
listen,
wrong.
don't worry about it.
Woo!
It ain't gonna say.
For test purposes. For test purposes. Now y'all better get this.
Now who put
And look who won. After Kahoot, we all ate and enjoyed ourselves for the last time before our final exam. Macaroni is gone, honey. And after class, I couldn't help but reflect on how far I've come. Class was so fun, and I'm sad because it's over now. It's over now. All that is left to do is take this final and study hard and bad. We got to start studying for this exam. So now that we're all caught up and we attended class, let's start studying for this final for real. Good morning. Today is December 7th, 8:30 on the dot. My kid is so cute, right? I love that picture of her. Anyways, it's Saturday and we have an exam coming up in little over 48 hours. Before I do any type of studying, it's so important to make sure you're taking care of yourself when you're studying. Even if you're gonna cram information, take that 10, 15, 20 minutes and get up, brush your teeth, wash your face, shower, make your bed, eat breakfast. And that's what I'm doing. I went ahead and got myself together and I'm about to eat breakfast. Normally I would try to cook something, but because I woke up a little later today so I can't be fully rested, I don't really have time to cook breakfast because my kid is gonna wake up in about an hour, hour and a half. So I made something kind of quick. I basically just heated up one of those frozen breakfast sandwiches. While I wouldn't eat this like every day, it's something good. You know, eating breakfast in the morning, getting yourself prepared, getting yourself ready, calming your nerves before you study, at least for me, is something I would tell anybody, because studying for nursing school is kind of nerve-wracking in itself because you're thinking about the outcome all the time, and sometimes you just have to stay in the process instead of constantly worrying about the outcome. If you focus on doing your best in the process of studying, the outcome will be great no matter what. So let's go ahead and eat, and then I'm gonna catch y'all up on what all I need to study in a minute because, girl. So with this being the final exam, it goes over modules 1 through 6, especially heavily focusing on module 6, and I think it's also going to heavily focus on modules 2 and 3. So we've got 3 modules, 2 that we've already went over. 6 is a new module for us. So reading module 6 is priority for me, and making sure that I know everything about module 6, everything about the disease processes in module 6, and everything about the medications to treat the disease processes in module 6. So just to give you a little bit of a rundown of what I'll be going over, I'll be going over module 6 session 1 and 2. Session 2 talks about gastric peptic ulcers, which is basically, you know, inflammatory bowel diseases in the gallbladder. I'll also be going over module 6 session 1, which also talks about gastric and peptic ulcers, you know, issues within the gallbladder, things of that nature. Main piece of advice I would give when you're studying, again, is make sure you're reorganizing the information in a way that you can easily review it. Most things you're gonna want to take note of and make sure you remember, especially for exams, is what does it look like if the patient was sitting right in front of you? How would you be able to identify it, either by labs or by subjective and objective information, if the patient was right in front of you? What things would you do to treat this patient, right? What medications would you expect the provider to administer? If the provider wrote a prescription for a medication that was contraindicated, what medications would that be in this disease? Those are the kind of questions that get asked on nursing exams. That's basically what I'm gonna do, is go through, take my notes on that, and we'll catch back up when I get done.
Can we get it together? Get it together. Get it together. I really wanna go. I really wanna stay. I don't wanna. Can we get it together?
We're at Panera, and I got something different what I usually got. I actually got chili, chips, and a blueberry muffin. So kind of switching up a little bit. I came here so I can really go over my medications. So I need to study those real bad. But first things first, I gotta go ahead and get that out of the way. And then once I do that, we're gonna come back and see if I remember these meds, because, girl, yeah, we have less than 48 hours until you take this exam, so I need to kind of get it together real quick. So yeah. So I'm about halfway through the medications and I think I'm actually gonna pack up and go. But one thing I've been doing to help me remember stuff and see how well I know it is use ChatGPT to ask questions. So let's see what ChatGPT come up with. A 35-year-old female with a history of gastric ulcers caused by NSAID use is prescribed misoprostol for gastric protection. During the health assessment, the nurse notes the patient is 8 weeks pregnant. With the following action should the nurse take next? I don't actually know this. Oh, see, this was on my next sheet. Yeah, see, you learned something new every day. So once I kind of go through my medications, I'll be able to answer these a little better, but going through and asking ChatGPT to maybe some questions really helps because sometimes I don't know and sometimes I do. But if I don't know, I'll never forget. Anyway, it's actually starting to get dark at 6 o'clock, so let's go home. Good morning. It is test day, y'all. It is the day of the freaking test, and I have been studying my butt off all this morning and all yesterday. I really didn't film too much yesterday because they said it was kind of boring. I really didn't go anywhere or do anything. I locked in and spent as much time with my family as I could. But let me give you some of the tips and tricks that I did use yesterday and this morning that I think will be helpful for any nursing exam. And the first one being active recall. I feel like I've talked about things to help check your knowledge so many times. Checking your understanding of something is so important. But especially if you have a multiple choice exam where basically you have to just pick from a couple of choices. It's a lot easier than, you know, just say like ATI where you have to do like drag and drop stuff, or so I've heard. For me, I have like multiple choice and I study in a way that I can take my exam. For me, because I know they're going to ask multiple choice questions on certain things, it's important for me to kind of bring it from memory, because if I can bring information straight up from memory, I know that I can pick it out of 4 answer choices. If I can bring the information from memory, not looking at it, not being prompted, not being provoked, I know that if I see a question on the exam, I don't even have to look at the answer choices to know what the answer is going to be. Now, I want to do a little bit of active recall with y'all because I know a lot of my exam today is going to be focused on module 6. So this is my module 6 med sheet. I have it up on my laptop, but I can't see it in my viewfinder and I'm not looking at it. So I'm going to try to do some I'm going to try to do active recall, and I know if I can kind of like pull it from memory, I can get it. So going through some of the disease processes, I know that, what do I know? Okay. I know that one of the disease processes in module 6 was erectile dysfunction. I know that there were 2 different meds on that med sheet for erectile dysfunction. One of them is sildenafil, which is Viagra. The other one is Cialis, which is tadalafil. What are some things to keep in mind? What are some things to keep in mind? What are some things to keep in mind? What do you keep in mind for erectile dysfunction meds? Oh my gosh, I know it. Okay, so I know it's going to be vasodilation. I know you don't want to take it with like other blood pressure meds or like nitroglycerin. But what does it say on the med sheet? Okay, take an hour before any type of activity, and dang, I give up. Let me look at it real quick. So that's basically how I do active recall. Active recall is kind of tough, but it helps my brain kind of start pulling the information out. It's a really good exercise and I really recommend doing it like that. For me, trying to retain information, I personally need to stay organized. So knowing what meds treat and how many meds on this med sheet treat that disease really helps. So let me kind of show you my notebook so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is how I organize module 6 medications. Basically went through and organized it by what it treats, because I know when I get into the exam, sure they may ask me mechanism of action, sure they may ask me, you know, for the drug class, the actual long drug class name, but I can remember that as long as I know what it treats. I know that there are 2 of those because I went through and numbered them and took my own notes. I want to make sure before my exam that I am eating, I am well rested, and that I take a break before I like cram information right before the exam, because that'll help me kind of retain it better as well. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and get up, get myself together, and the next time we talk, I'll be at school. I'm here now. I'm really just going over a bit of like a study guide that I made for myself, and it includes things that my teacher emphasized in our last class. So yeah, it's just crazy. The semester is coming to an end, and it's all kind of boiling down to this exam. I'm so proud of myself, and proud of all my homegirls for like how hard we've worked this whole semester. So I'm gonna take these next little 30 minutes to get myself together and study for this exam, because in a minute it's gonna be time to go in and do it, and then afterwards I'm gonna be telling y'all how it went. So let's go. We are back. So it's the next day, and y'all know we gotta wait overnight to get our exam grades. So I'm really excited because I passed, y'all. I freaking passed, which means not only did I pass my class, not only did I pass the second part of the term, I am going to term 3, semester 3 out of 4 in my advanced nursing degree, and I'm so proud of myself. Like, it's crazy. All right, we are in day 2 of Vlogmas, so happy Vlogmas day 2. I can't wait to see y'all in tomorrow's video. Without further ado, here's my exam grade.
You a bad girl and your friends bad too. Oh, you got the swag sauce, you drippin' swag goo. You a bad girl and your friends bad too. Oh, you got the swag sauce, you drippin' swag goo. Oh.